Hey guys, here's Natalia, and this is a quick tip for those people who are taking my course, Confident Business Writing for Non-Native Speakers. I noticed that you continuously make one and the same mistake. It's not just about someone in particular, it's about many people who are learning to write better in English and who are learning to master their verbs and adverbs. So I noticed that this mistake is being repeated continuously, so I wanted to pay your attention to that so that you start writing beautiful sentences in English. It's about verbs and adverbs, and it's very simple. If you see a preposition followed by a verb, you have to learn that the verb will always take the ing form. I know it sounds complex, and probably you don't remember what prepositions are, what verbs are, so let me show you real quick. So what are prepositions? These small words, such as about, from, before, after, on, for, upon, unlike, into. These are prepositions. So if you see a preposition and right next to it a verb, this verb will take the ing form. On the next slide, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to move that. On the next slide, I will show you the examples with most of the prepositions featured here. Ready for that? Okay, let's do it. Here are the examples. Have you ever thought about moving to the US? We have about, which is a preposition, and we have a verb, move, but after about it becomes moving. Have you ever thought about moving to the US? Not move, not moved, but moving. And this rule applies in 100% of the cases. Whenever you see a preposition, the verb takes the ing form. Thank you for giving me a ride home. For is a preposition, for giving. Upon leaving the Navy, he moved to Holland. Upon is a preposition, leaving, all right? And you can make your sentences a lot easier. Instead of saying after he had left the Navy, it's also possible, or upon he left. Many people make this kind of mistake. You simply say upon leaving the Navy. Then the next example. This is not unlike doing a tax return. Unlike doing. Same rule applies. He was assigned a new client after completing the company's training course. After is a preposition, completing. Not after, I don't know, complete, completed, whatever people write. You have to say after completing. One more example. For the past year, he focused on completing the requirements for the course. Same story. On is a preposition, completing, the same verb. Couple more. He was deep into researching the product. If we have into, if you see a preposition like into, you need to add the ing form to your verb. Or he stayed there before going home. Before is another preposition, so we have to say going. It's very simple. You don't really need to learn what part of speech which word is. Simply remember that every time you see these little words, unlike for, upon, about, on, after, before, the verb right after them will take the ing form. Got it? Okay. And a couple more things about adverbs. Very often I see people put their adverbs in the wrong places. So this is incorrect right here on the right. I closely work with the state authorities. Oops, and we have a typo here. Sorry about that. This is incorrect. The adverb usually goes after the verb. I work closely with the state authorities. I miss you badly. I work closely. This is correct. And one more example. This is incorrect. I slowly walked to make sure she could follow me. You should say, I walked slowly to make sure she could follow me. Here you have to make sure that you follow the standard structure of the English sentence where the subject always goes first, in this case, I. The verb always goes second, in this case, walked. And only then you say how you walked, with whom you walked, where you walked, what time of the day you were walking. Everything else matters after you say the verb. So that's it for today. Make sure that you don't repeat these mistakes, and if you have any questions, simply let me know.